welcome to our country, and thank you for your time for the viewers of Atlas Television.
It is my pleasure to be here.
You told me a very, very interesting story about brokering in New York and your job. Can you...
Yes, I started in the floor of the New York Stock Exchange in 1961. I became a member of the New York Stock Exchange in 1965. I left the floor in 85 and bought a brokerage firm, and it's been upstairs since then. I own a member firm. I also have a hedge fund here in New York City, so I've been in the industry well over 48 years. I'm 48 years young.
Many things are changed. Can you explain that?
Oh, yes, absolutely. They've changed. It's changed radically over the years because of electronics, electronic trading, computers. In 1965, when I became a member of the exchange, everything was done physically by word of mouth. You would go out to buy a stock. You would say, how is the stock quoted? You would purchase that stock by taking the offer. You would write everything down on a pad, and then it was all transmitted in a physical format. All this has started to change in the late 90s when we started having computers and computerization and reporting. And then around 2003, 2004, we actually were behind the eight ball. We merged with a company called Archipelago. Now, with the merger of Archipelago, we converted from what we would call an outcry system to a full-blown electronic trading system where you don't use paper anymore. Everything is done by computer, handheld computers on the floor of the stock exchange. Just a little interesting statistic for you that in let's go back to 2003, there was 1,366 members of the New York Stock Exchange. Today, active on the floor of the exchange is only 400 members, because in those days you need that many members to work the stocks to do it. Today, one member can work 100 stocks, 200 stocks, because it's all electronically traded. And it's, being an old member of the exchange, I kind of regret the passing of the old days, but the new electronic trading is far faster, more superior. We're now capable of trading 2 to 3 billion shares of stock a day. And that is a big increase. When I first started, we were trading maybe only 3 million shares a day. To give you an idea how the industry has expanded over the period of time. It really is a major, major change because of electronics.
Let's talk about a little bit about e-trends and e-business.
Well, I think this, for a country like yourself, this is the start of a basic for your economy is going into e-commerce. This is where it's going to come out of. You're joining into the modern age. You're doing a wonderful job. You have stock exchanges here. You're starting a forex trading here. You're doing joint agreements with major exchanges around the world where you can sit here in a local office and you can buy a stock in the United States. You can buy a stock in Japan. You can buy a stock in Germany. So you can participate in the global economy as it evolves around here. So, you've had a wonderful opportunity to do it. And I can see this is going to be the basis of a phenomenal start of e-commerce for the country. And this Atlas group are wonderful people. I've been meeting with them. I am very, very impressed by where they are with everything, how professional they are. It's really been amazing. It's been a wonderful trip.
What are the news in e-business?
I don't stay up as much as I should, but right now we're so far ahead in different things that I'll give you, for instance, we're using this new black box trading, which you're trading so fast in milliseconds, but it's done by a computer. We're having major problems whether we want this to happen or not, because if a computer can outtrade a human being, and you're sitting here in your capital and you're trying to buy the stock, but the computer is beating you every time, there's major disadvantages to it. But everything has really come down to how fast you can trade, how big a computer you have, and how this young group of young people today who are programming these things and where they're coming from. I'm from the old school. I use my brain to make my decisions and to do my trading. So, well, the new things is 100%, as you say, it's a new generation of e-commerce.
For the end of this interview, I had to mention that you have reported for Bloomberg Television.
Oh, yes. I was one of Bloomberg Television's first sponsors over there. I've known Michael Bloomberg for over 40 years. When Michael Bloomberg was a partner of Salomon Brothers, which was a major, major New York Stock Exchange firm, I did a lot of business with Michael in those days. In fact, I just recently, last time I saw Michael was